Martin Babinec is candidate for Congress in the 22nd Congressional District. It's getting heated. The Siena poll just came out. And, Martin, your numbers are up there. You're in double digits. And I have to say, the guy we spoke to on in regards to the poll specifically was talking about you and the fact that in this race it's unique to have a third-party candidate that's doing so well.
Thanks, Phil. Yes, I am pleased about the poll results. While I'm not yet in the lead, what I really liked about the poll results is that in addition to being competitive in this race, the numbers show that I'm drawing equally from Democrats, Republicans, and independent voters. And also very important, I'm drawing equally from all geographies and demographics of the district.
Yeah, that's really what he talked about there. It's quite. I had pegged it, which I did. Made my prediction. I thought for sure you would be drawing off Republicans and would really split that vote with Assemblywoman Tenney. But that's not necessarily happening. You're really drawing off both sides of the aisle.
I am, and it's because the message that I have is really different and one that's important for voters in this district. For years, they've been hearing politicians keep beating their fist on the table saying, oh, I'm going to create jobs, I'm going to create jobs. And yet their solution for doing so has always been, let's take our tax dollars and shovel it in the direction of big corporations, and then someday maybe we'll have the opportunity to have my picture taken in front of a new plant that's opening. And, you know, we've been doing that for so long, and it's not producing the results. And voters are finally starting to see that that whole formula is not working.
Yeah.
So the fact that I've got a different message and I go about it in a way that makes sense because we really do have the ingredients to grow jobs right here in our district, that is resonating with voters.
And I will say that Assemblywoman Tenney really needs you to be aligned with, in terms of this race, she really needs you to be aligned with the Democrats, with liberals. And she's trying to kind of pigeonhole you into that that liberal side with ties to Cuomo and Nancy Pelosi in her commercials. How do you respond to that?
You know, Bill, voters are also kind of sick of negative ads and this whole thing of just going into attack mode without really offering up concrete solutions. I think voters are also appealed to my message that I've got something to say. I stay on top of that message. And, you know, I'm not worried so much about lies and half-truths that just don't make a lot of sense. So I'm just going to stay focused on what it is that I'm about. And over the next month, get out there with as much voter contact as possible to keep spreading the word.
And what do you have to do to? I mean, this is such a polarized race this year, and there's a trickle down, like it or not, from the presidential race, and it is just so polarized. What do you have to do to get those undecideds, those people that really aren't quite sure where they're going here?
Well, it is about getting the message out in as many different avenues as possible, and we have a good team, and we're using multiple ways to get that message out, including my having as much direct contact and speaking engagements as possible. But, you know, it's also, with regards to the presidential election, I completely agree with you that there is a lot of polarization, and that is trickling down, and voters are frustrated. And that is also leading to greater appeal for me because I'm an independent candidate that is gaining some momentum because people are sick and tired of that polarization. And more people are starting to realize that if an independent gets elected to Congress, as I plan to be, it is a force that could actually help pull these two parties that are at such opposite ends of the spectrum a little closer to the center. I mean, I fully believe that other people will follow in my footsteps and also run as an independent candidate in the future. And think of what that pressure will bring to the major parties.
Yeah.
Where right now, as you're aware, we have low voter turnout in the primaries, and that, along with these gerrymandered districts that create these safe seats, those are the forces at work, along with how campaign finance works and this dark money that flows in, special interest political action committees. These are all the reasons that the two parties are pushed to the extremes, both left and right. And as you start to have candidates run as an independent, as I am, without taking any special interest PAC money, then you're going to find that it puts pressure on both the Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah.
And it's in line with what voters are really looking for.
Just an observation here. It's very interesting and confusing to watch this here because normally the conservatives or Republicans have their message, the Democrats have their message. But there's confusion here, especially in this congressional race, because they're attacking you for being a millionaire, a multimillionaire. Yet, many of those are supporting Donald Trump, who is a billionaire. So they're forgiving the billionaire there and attacking the millionaire here. The message is contradictory. I mean, I find it really an interesting observation.
Yeah, it is really interesting observation, Phil. I mean, anybody that steps back and looks at the bigger picture and figures out things just like you've mentioned would scratch their head and say,
it's crazy.
Well, there are a lot of double standards here.
Yeah, and by the way, your story is that you didn't grow up with a silver spoon. This is something that you built and you earned. And, at some point in America's history, we really looked up to that. And I don't know. I guess in politics we can chop anything down. So, but
I'd also bring in one other point on this. I mean, yes, I've been very lucky to build a successful company and live the American dream. But as you're aware, I've also given back a lot, not only by creating a nonprofit that helps other people create companies and ultimately jobs all across upstate New York.
Yeah.
But one of my proudest things about building a successful company was sharing that opportunity for people in a company to become owners of the company. And when we went public 2 years ago, 70-some people in the company became millionaires. I mean, that for me is really the American dream, where it's not just about me, but helping others achieve that kind of success, which is exactly why I keep going out doing what I do, to help other people around upstate New York create companies which can create so much economic opportunity for everyone.
Hey, we just went public here. When are you going to give a presentation to the people of Town Square? I kind of like that.
All right.
That's
All right.
nice.
Let's do it.
Okay, listen, finally, I get pelted with this every time any candidate's on and with you. They want to know who you're voting for in this presidential race. Have you decided yet who you're going to vote for on November 8th?
I'll tell you that when I watched the presidential debate a couple weeks ago, I was sure hoping I was going to get the information that would allow me to say, all right, now I got it. But I still haven't been there yet. I'm looking forward to what we have coming up in the upcoming debates. Obviously, I'm concerned because, like, on the one hand, we have a candidate that has the credentials, certainly the experience, and comes across with a lot of support from even world leaders, but certainly questions about character. Mm-hmm. And, we have a business person that understands a lot about creating jobs and could really unlock things in the economy, things that are definitely aligned from a policy standpoint with me, but I still shudder about some of the things that are being said. So believe me, I'm very, very concerned about making the right choice. And give me a few more weeks, and we'll get there.
Right. You're among the undecideds. We have confirmed that we're going to be doing a debate. The date we've agreed on
Friday, October 28th.
October 28th. We're looking forward to that, Martin. And as always, thanks for coming on, and good luck out there on the trail.
All right. Thanks, Phil. Bye.
That will be. I believe there's one more to completely firm up, but I think we have I know Assemblywoman Tenney has agreed to it. Mm-hmm. Martin Babinec has agreed to it, and Myers has all but agreed. We're waiting on the rules. And the way we're going to go through this debate, which I think we'll have no problem with that. So it looks like October 28th will be a debate here. All right, hold tight. We're coming right back. We'll try this beer. Matt Hamill in studio is going to be at the Turning Stone on Friday night. He's doing an MMA fight. It's the first pro MMA bout in New York State. Pretty cool. Coming back at WIBX.